and gentlemen, distinguished guests, panelists and colleagues, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. I'd like to give you all a warm welcome to Umrah Plus Connect 2024. It is both a pleasure and an honour to stand before you today as we embark on a journey of exploration, innovation and collaboration in the evolving landscape of Umrah. Now, this year's been really special for me because it's the first time that I've ever experienced Umrah before, and I just wanted to thank everybody who partakes in the whole Umrah experience because it was absolutely wonderful. Over the years, Umrah has actually grown from being a deeply spiritual pilgrimage to a broader catalyst for change, extending its impact beyond the sacred cities of Mecca and Medina. In line with Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, the potential of Umrah has expanded to embrace new dimensions in tourism, culture, technology, and economic development. And this very evolution is the driving force behind Umrah Plus Connect. Now, we've had a bit of a change of the lineup today, and I'd really be honoured to call on stage Mr. Majid Khan, who's the CEO of the Air Connectivity Programme, for our first head-to-head panel. So, inshallah, please give a round of applause to Mr. Majid Khan. Thank you, Mr. Majid. It's been lovely to have you and a real honour to speak to you today about the Air Connectivity Programme and all the wonderful work that you've been doing. I understand you've been jet-setting around, working really hard. So I would really like to ask you, could you tell us more about the Air Connectivity Programme, ACP, and what's it all about?
Thank you very much. Really nice to be here. Saudi Air Connectivity Program, it's one of the key pillars of Vision 2030. When we developed our tourism strategy, which is to reach 150 million tourists by 2030, led by His Excellency Minister of Tourism. The conclusion was, yes, we have set some very nice targets, but we are highly underserved market in terms of air connectivity. To share one specific examples, I mean, the top two routes in the world are actually out of the kingdom. So if we take Cairo, Jeddah, 6 million seats, and Riyadh, Dubai, 4 million seats. And we know Dubai is a hub, Cairo is a hub as well, and that means when the travelers, whether it's for tourism or it's for Umrah, they need to arrive to the kingdom, they cannot fly directly, but via competitor hubs. So Air Connectivity Program was established. So we are leading the air connectivity for the kingdom's 29 airports and developing direct routes from the key source markets all around the world.
And I understand you're hoping to launch 20 new routes by the end of the year. Is that right? Could you tell us more about that?
True. We have already crossed this number, 22 to be precise, and approximately close to 2 million seats. We have attracted 12 new airlines this year. Actually, there has been a good expansion out of UK. Virgin Atlantic, they were going to start daily flight from March from Heathrow to Riyadh. BA, actually, they launched Jeddah yesterday, 6 weekly flights. Wizz Air will be operating daily Gatwick to Jeddah. Besides that, China is a very important market for us. We have got 4 new Chinese carriers in to the kingdom. Eurowings, we're gonna start later this month. Fly NAS, of course, to Berlin. You will hear more news to London market, and then of course Transavia. As you can hear, some of these carriers are low-cost carriers as well, and all of them are international. And the reason, of course, we are focusing definitely on our own carriers as well, because they are definitely our first priority. So it's Fly NAS, Fly Deal, Saudia, and Riyadh in the future. But the reason we are proactively working with the international carriers, the reason is that is something which will help us to get higher share of inbound tourism to our country, as they have their sales and marketing channels in this part of the world. So we know when now BA, majority of the travelers, they are not Saudis. They are actually travelers from UK market, from their network in Europe and North America.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. And I mean, ACP's exhibited operational excellence. How have you used advanced technology in this regard?
I mean, in terms of air connectivity, to be honest, we know it's a fact-based business. It's a relation-based business as well. If we look on the decision makers around the world, maybe they're not more than 200 actually. It's a very small world where it's a lot about trust, a lot about facts. I mean, to answer your question actually, I mean, the way air connectivity is developed, we know the demand is there, the supply is not there in the sector. We have approximately 37,000 operational aircraft globally at the moment, but still there is a backlog of 15,000 aircrafts. And when we read the forecast from Airbus, I mean, the sector is expected to grow 8% year by year until 2027. And that means the prices will gonna increase. And that means and the costs are increasing for the airlines as well. We don't have enough supply, right? So for every route we are developing into the kingdom, we are maybe competing with at least five to six other cities around the world. So we need to make sure that, first of all, we believe Saudi Arabia got a strong strategic location. Within 6 hours flight, we cover more than half of world population. That's number one. Secondly, we know that the Siberian corridor is closed at the moment between Europe to Asia. That means we have a natural flight path between Europe to Asia, and Saudi Arabia is definitely in the center as well. And then one key thing, we highly underserved. I mean, as I mentioned, when you have to fly via Dubai or Cairo or Istanbul to reach the kingdom, that means we are highly underserved market. And the way we promote Saudi Arabia, beside Umrah potential, definitely, right? I would say Saudi Arabia is like a continent. I mean, when the travelers are coming to Europe, we know London, Paris, Amsterdam, city break destinations. When it's beaches, it's down south. When you want to go for skiing, it's the Alps. Saudi Arabia, it's like one continent. We have 1,700 kilometers of coastline. The new Maldives, that's actually Red Sea. We have, I mean, the two holiest sites for Muslims in the world. We have mountainous regions. We have our down south, Abha, Jizan, etc., which I would personally call Switzerland of Saudi Arabia. So it's definitely an untouched wonder. That's the way we promote Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely. I mean, when I went this time to Umrah, I think I learnt more about the various different other places we could visit. And that leads me on to my next question about how do you see the air connectivity program positioning the kingdom as a global leader in tourism?
Sure. We have actually split Saudi Arabia into different portions in terms of air connectivity. That is, we take the top 4 airports, Riyadh, Jeddah, Dammam, and Medina. These are top 4. And they are our hubs as well. So we try to drive the connectivity, of course, point to point into these 4 from the key focus markets, but use these 4 as hub to the 25 smaller airports. If we take the UK market, there is typically a travel behavior that the travelers, they have one Umrah ticket in their pocket with their family and friends, and then they come back again to UK, and they have a separate ticket to either Dubai, Istanbul, or to Malaga. And this is something we would like to change. So when we say we have the 4 top hubs actually of the kingdom, we would like the travelers to come to Riyadh or Jeddah. Actually, let's take Jeddah as an example. Perform Umrah, see the sacred places, and then you can save your ticket, continue on your same itinerary around the kingdom. And this is what we try to, and that's the way we try to position Saudi Arabia.
And I think a lot of international customers or those wanting to go to Umrah will really enjoy that possibility of actually being able to travel and interconnect. Where do you see ACP in the next 5 years, and what role will it play in supporting Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030?
I mean, we got a main KPI to be very direct here. We need to deliver 150 million tourists. So ACP, we need to make sure that we have enough seats to deliver 150 million tourists. And if we take the international arrivals, last year we had 27 million international arrivals. And this is the number we would like to grow to plus 60 million by 2030. And that means we need to add at least 80 million, new seats until 2030. So our target at ACP, Air Connectivity Program, is to make sure we develop, we work closely with our own carriers, we attract foreign carriers, but I would say we are lucky to have a strong ecosystem, which is really, really supportive. While you see a lot of capacity-constrained airports in Europe, high charges, this is not the case in Saudi Arabia. I mean, we will get one of the world's largest airport in Riyadh, King Salman, the new King Salman Airport, which will be able to accommodate 100 million passengers by 2030. Jeddah will be expanded, so it will reach the capacity to accommodate 80 million passengers by 2035. New airports in Abha. So a lot is happening in terms of the infrastructure. And that's the area where we believe that Kingdom actually differentiate versus its competitors.
And I mean, you're doing a brilliant job, but have you found any challenges that you've come across in trying to deliver, all these new routes, for example, and make Saudi Arabia a destination that you can not only just do Umrah or Hajj, but you can also experience the whole culture and visit different places?
There are always challenges, all right? And of course, in my opinion, the biggest one, and that is something we are aware of, that's the perception about Saudi Arabia. I mean, Saudi Arabia is a new country in terms of tourism. We know that. So whenever we speak with, whether it's travel trade or actually it's the airlines, all of them, they believe we should fly to Saudi Arabia if there is Umrah and Hajj potential. They neglect tourism to begin with. So what we have started to together with our ecosystem, mainly Saudi Tourism Authority, it's to invite these stakeholders to actually come and see Saudi Arabia. Because if you're looking on the data, we don't have much data for the last 5 years. That's the fact. Saudi Arabia was a closed country, right? So we need to make sure we bring all these stakeholders to Saudi Arabia. And this is something which has really helped us. I mean, as I mentioned, the 4 Chinese carriers. Virgin is, all of you know Virgin really well. I mean, they came to Saudi Arabia, we took them around, they met the travel trade, and we believe this is something which really helped them to be convinced about our market.
And lastly, what does the future hold for ACP? Have you got any exciting new developments that are coming, or anything that you would like to add to the audience here to inform them of what you've got in store?
In terms of new routes? Yeah. Of course, we're working on a pipeline towards 2030. I mean, we know for an airline it takes, depending on the market, from months to years to decide. I mean, for instance, US market is really important, but we know the dynamics of air connectivity, you need to start 5 to 7 years in advance because the decision-making process take a long time. So far, we have been working on a yearly basis on ACP, as you mentioned, 20 routes this year, but now we're developing a pipeline of approximately 500 different opportunities towards 2030. And that's from all around the world. Europe is important. Canada, USA definitely. Brazil because of G20. South Africa is a very important market. And then we target the South Asian hubs, Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, Bangkok as well. And then, of course, China. If you look on China, we have been given a target to attract 5 million Chinese tourists by 2030. And this is a massive number, actually. And of course, it's not only, we are also working together with our ecosystem on passenger experience, because not only for the Chinese, but for other nationalities as well. I remember when I was in Istanbul airport before, we had 200 different nationalities. We know Chinese. Most of them, they don't speak English. They don't speak any other language than Chinese. So you need to develop Chinese-friendly concepts like WeChat, hot water dispensers, Chinese signages, etc. Same with the Russians. While Europeans, they want to focus on, on digitalization. So these are the things we're looking on. We're working closely with the ecosystem. But from our side, we have some strict KPIs which we need to deliver. But the way we envision ACP, that's to be the leading air connectivity entity globally in terms of developing new routes towards 2030.
Yeah, thank you so much for your insights. And could we all give a really big round of applause for Mr. Khan? Thank you very much. That's good. I'd now like to call on our CEO, Mr. Rashid Magwadia, who's going to say a few words. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening. Thank you so much for making this event an absolute success. All praise is due to Almighty Allah, first and foremost. We stood here a year ago, looking at a vision, looking at how we connect people, and how do we then elevate this community that we created here, established in London, and grow it to a global community. And I'm proud to say that we've had registrations and attendance from as far as the United States, of our friends from the United States, and Australia, Africa this year, Egypt, thank you very much. Yeah, must get a mention. And Europe. And we want to grow this to a global platform. And I remember talking to one of our exhibitors a few weeks ago, and he said, Rashid, this should be the platform for the Umrah travel market. So inshallah, with your support and the support of our partners and sponsors, we can make this happen. But we've seen over the year that the Umrah business has literally changed. And I was very much surprised this year, as well as my team, that when we saw the registrations and we looked around, there were a lot of new people who registered to attend this event for the first time. And just a show of hands, really, how many of you are here for the very first time? MashaAllah. And I know there's many more in the other hall as well, enjoying the exhibition. So I won't take up too much of your time. I know people are here to network. It's a cold November evening as well. But I just want to say that this event can't be made possible without the support of our esteemed partners and sponsors, and in particular, our platinum sponsors this year, who have been Taiba Investments and Makkah Hotel and Towers, our gold sponsors, Al Balad Hospitality by Al Balad Development Company, Mawasim, part of Al Musafir, ABT Hospitality, and Aston Hotels, and our event partners being Aroya Cruises. So we've really brought you a diverse Umrah Plus experience here to London. And it's for you to use these tools that we're connecting people to curate packages that enhance and enrich pilgrim experiences. And on that note, we're grateful for the support by the Ministry of Hajj, the Umrah Ziyarah Forum, who are here, in particular Dr. Al-Hassan Manakhara and his team, who have really backed us to put on this show. And there's a lot more that's going to be around the corner as well, where we create a global community. And I want to encourage everybody as well to visit the Umrah Ziyarah Forum, which takes place annually. It started this year, it launched in Medina, the holy city of Medina al-Munawwara, and it will take place after Ramadan next year in the holy city of Medina al-Munawwara. So I hope to see everybody there. But also the support that we've received from the Pilgrim Experience Program, Vision 2030 Office, to really see how they are combining and working with all the stakeholders to create that immersive pilgrimage experience, and more so beyond that, enriching and changing people's perception, their understanding, and their touch points on their journey to the holy cities. And finally, I would like to say thank you to our friends over at Visit Saudi, or the Nusuk team as well, for their endeavors in supporting the event. So thank you so much. I would like you to please visit our sponsors and partners who are here, interact with them, and look at ways in which we can support your growth as well. You know, our team is ready, we have the connections. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to prepare an event like this, almost 364 days of the year we're preparing for this. Just as people prepare for Hajj, for the next Hajj season, we do this with Umrah Connect. And then when Umrah Connect finishes, we're ready for Hajj. And when Hajj finishes, we're ready for Umrah. Alhamdulillah, may Allah keep us in the service of serving His dutiful guests, but also being in a position that we are to enrich and enhance people's experiences is an absolute honor. May Allah continue to support us in that endeavor as well. Thank you so much. Thank you to my team as well for their support, and have a good evening, everybody. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Rashid, for all your invaluable insights. This event's always been one that's really everybody looks forward to, and I hope that each and every one of you really benefit, because there's some wonderful exhibitors out there that you can really benefit from if you want the Umrah experience. As we move forward now, I encourage you to approach today's discussion with curiosity and an open mind. And let us envision a future where Umrah Plus becomes not only a spiritual journey, but also a gateway to limitless opportunities for individuals, businesses, and communities. So I'm not going to take too much of your time, because I want you all to enjoy the exhibitions and go on to the gala dinner. But I thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoy the rest of today's event. Thank you. But next, it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage the chair of the All-Parliamentary Group of Hajj and Umrah and Shadow Minister for Women and Equalities, Ms. Yasmin Qureshi MP, to say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, to be able to be with you at the Umrah Connect event. I have been attending them regularly for the last number of years, and each year it gets bigger and better, and even more and more people are joining in. I don't suppose I need to tell anybody here about the importance of Umrah and Hajj to the Muslim community. But I think because it's so imperative, which is why many, many years ago, I set up the All Parties Parliamentary Group on Hajj and Umrah, because some of the issues and challenges that the pilgrimage and the Umrah people as well were facing, either in Saudis or people here having some issues. It's quite clear things have changed dramatically. I went first to my Hajj in 1994. I was quite young at that time. And I see the difference then to what is now, and it's almost like a completely different country, a completely different experience. And I think it is people here who are leading in the industry, who are doing so much, are responsible for so much of a lot of the pleasant experiences people are having now. And I remember many years ago visiting Saudi Arabia and speaking to the Hajj minister a long time ago, before even the Medina-Mecca train had started, or even the train from Mina to Arafat. And I remember then the minister was talking about these projects, and then to see them actually now happen and fully functioning, it is amazing. And I was speaking earlier to someone, and I was saying, you know, Saudi Arabia, what it's achieved in terms of what's happening is absolutely phenomenal. And I just want to wish the kingdom and everybody here who's involved in this industry, firstly, thank you so much for everything you do. And secondly, may Allah continue to reward you, and that you go from success to success. And the experience of the pilgrimage, whether for Hajj or Umrah, continues to be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yasmin, for your wonderful words and insightful comments as well. I totally agree that everyone here really makes this Umrah experience really beneficial. And now I'd like to call on stage Commander Umar Khan to give us a few words, inshallah.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. MashaAllah, everybody's very tired today after a long day, and I'm no doubt that you have travelled from long and far. Can I just gauge how many people have travelled here from Saudi Arabia? So hands up, please, so I'll just gain an idea. MashaAllah. Marhaba, welcome to the UK. First of all, sincere thanks to Rashid and his team for organising this very important event. And I hope your visit to the UK, to London, has been peaceful, and it's a cold time. You probably experienced the bonfire nights and the sort of the sounds of fireworks and everything else that's been going on, keeping you awake. So I hope you'll be able to get some rest tonight. I represent the City of London Police. We are the national lead force for fraud and cyber. We are the smallest force in the country. We are in the heart of London. We police a square mile. We have a very close working relationship with Saudi Arabia. We work very closely with the Interior Ministry for Hajj, and we work in collaboration addressing Hajj-related, Umrah-related frauds, and you'd be surprised to hear how unscrupulous businesses or people or fraudsters will project themselves as businesses selling packages which doesn't exist. This is why our collaboration with Rashid and the Umrah Connect is so important. I just want to obviously conclude by not taking too much of your important time, but those of you who are here in London for a few days, I hope that you will come and visit the City of London this weekend on Saturday. It'll be the Lord Mayor's Show, which is one of the biggest festival events that takes place annually. I am the lead security for it. I'm the gold commander for it. If you are before then wish to come and visit me, and also in the City of London, some iconic locations, you are more than welcome. And I just conclude by saying that when we deliver training to the Saudi Arabian police, we always say that the actual policing started in Saudi Arabia. It was during the time of Hazrat Umar al-Khalifa radiallahu anhu that the patrols, the community policing used to take place. And this is what the British policing model is built upon, on community policing. So you should be rightly proud that the policing emanated and originated from your homeland. So thank you very much for your patience and attention. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening and rest of your stay. And barakallahu fi, jazakallah, assalamu alaikum.
Thank Thank you so much, Commander Khan, for all your great words. Now, finally, we've got some awards coming up just before dinner, and I'd love to call on Mr. Rashid, who's the CEO and who's made this event possible. So he's going to say a few words and give out the awards now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I know I stand between you and dinner, so I'm not going to really make a speech, which I did early this afternoon. But I just wanted to show our thanks and appreciation really to the people and the sponsors who made this event really happen. The Pilgrim Experience Program, so thank you so much for your support. The Visit Saudi team and our friends over at the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah Ziyarah Forum. Sadly, they had to leave a little bit earlier. They have a big day event tomorrow. However, moving on, and like I say, I don't want to prolong this. I know dinner is to be served. I want to invite on stage Taiba Investments for their platinum support for this event. Our history goes back many, many years, and it's with the support of our partners that we can make this event successful. So, Taiba Investments. And our second platinum sponsor, Makkah Hotel and Towers, MCDC. Thank you so much. Moving on, our gold sponsors, Al Balad Hospitality by Al Balad Development Company. And our gold sponsor, Mawasim, part of Al Musafir. And finally, we have Aston International Hotels by ABT Hospitality as our gold sponsor. And that concludes Umrah Connect 2024. I just want to thank you again for all your support throughout the year. And let's start planning tomorrow for 2025, inshallah. See you then. Assalamu alaikum.